Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
I'm gonna make you girls a hump day treat.
Mike. It's hump day.
Perhaps I could help you with that hump.
What hump?
A very good day for some midweek malarkey.
Indeed, it does. It's midweek malarkey. What is today? Today's Wednesday, the 17th, actually, of April already. We're halfway through. I'm Brad Staggs, just in case you were wondering, and this is where we kill, I don't know, half an hour's worth of time on a Wednesday afternoon with some stories of stupid people. Usually you'll find me over at the dailymojo.com, and if you are so inclined, you can download the Daily Mojo app. At the dailymojo.com, you'll see a link right there. It's on the app stores, or the app store, rather. It's, let's see, I've got a picture of it over here somewhere. Aha. It's right there. You can download that. You can watch this program. You can watch Saturday Morning Live with Moi and Jeff Fisher. You can do all sorts of things. About the only thing it doesn't do is make biscuits, and we are, in fact, working on that as well. So whatever you're doing, just make sure that you download that there app and be watching for more exciting things coming to you from us right here at Midweek Malarkey. All right, let's get started with the stupid again. Well, and you know what? Not all of this is stupid. Not all of it is stupid. This, for instance, is not stupid. This is a woman being a total badass. And I mean total badass. This happened in Bingham County. I believe this is Bingham County. I think it's North Dakota. Not quite sure. But a woman was sleeping. She was in her bedroom. She's sleeping. Generally, that's what we do when we're in the bedroom. Someone woke her up. And that someone was a dude. The dude's name was Derek. I say was because, well, you'll see. She's sleeping. Derek Condon busts into her home, busts into her bedroom, and he has a gun. He takes handcuffs the woman to her chair, and demands to know where all the goodies are, all of the valuables, if you will. Now, she tells him they're in the next room. Brilliant. He goes into the next room, and he's looking for the valuables. While he's gone into the next room looking for the valuables, our heroine, her name is, what is her name? Yeah, does it really matter? She scooches her chair over to her dresser, where she is a loaded .357. And when dude comes back in from the other room looking for the goodies, she shoots him. Now, he shoots back. He gets her a couple of times, but she's fine, and he is now room temperature. The beauty of all of this is she is 85 years old. He's 39. Don't mess with people like this, especially if they own guns. Bad idea. Good for her. See, good things do happen to some people. This woman, she's kind of at the opposite end of the spectrum. This woman is from Florida, and she played a game called 21. She played this at Walmart. Now, you may want to know what the 21 game is that you play at Walmart. Probably one of the dumbest games I've ever heard of. According to Fox 35 News, this woman's name is Amber McCann. Now, Amber was causing a stir at the local Walmart, mainly because the 21 game is where you try to grab as many items as you can and run. It's like Dine and Dash, but it's at Walmart. Like I said, pretty stupid. Things things kind of got a bit worse when someone called to report this woman loading up her cart and making a run for it. See, there's a lot of things wrong with the 21 game. I mean, if you're trying to get away, you would want to get away with, I would think, just the stuff in your pockets, but what do I know? So she busts a move. She takes off. She's out in the Walmart parking lot. She gets in her car. She gets her stuff into her car. While the deputies get there, they're inspecting cars in the parking lot. Guess who walks back into the Walmart? Amber. She returns to the scene of the crime. Cops catch her in the act with no room for denial. She admits to playing the 21 game, then reveals that the car she used is her boyfriend's rental. Whoops. There's more stupid, though, they say. The deputies search the vehicle. What do they find? Not just the stolen items from the Walmart, but packages of weed, meth, and other drugs. Poor Amber. She is headed to the county jail, and there's no word on whether or not she won the 21 game. No, I don't know if you play the game against somebody or if you are playing it against yourself. It may be that it's just you trying to, outdo your own stupid record. Why not? Got to play against somebody. Let's see here. This guy's a piece of work, too. This guy, his name is, his last name is Lozano Figueroa. His first name is Bob. And he was arrested in January in his car. Now, let me show you his car. His car is this. The 2016 Corvette. He was out on the roadways. He entered a no contest plea to the count of, was it reckless driving? Yeah, reckless driving. He was ordered to pay $900 in fines, which that's kind of cheap when you find out how fast he's going. He's 20 years old. He was doing 199 miles an hour. I didn't even know those vets would go that fast. He will also have to complete a 12-hour aggressive driving class. Is that aggressive? I'm impressed that the Corvette can do 199 miles an hour. He was arrested, at 1 a.m. along the Florida Turnpike in Orange County. He was driving the vehicle. There were also two passengers in the car as well, a 19-year-old dude and a 16-year-old. If you're keeping up with such things, the speed limit was 70 miles an hour. Police searched the vehicle. They found an Insta360 action camera with a mounting stick inside the car. The car, by the way, is registered to a dude's dad in St. Cloud, which is close to Orlando. Let's see, a mounted bracket on the, I say it's a Camaro, it's a Corvette, was used to capture videos for the Instagram channel Truly Lewis, Trullyy Louis. So if you want to check out his videos, they're over on Instagram at Truly Y Louis. I wonder if he'll make the money back. I mean, because if he makes the money back on the video, it's still not a good idea because you're putting somebody else's life in danger. Although I'm still impressed that the Corvette would do 199 miles an hour. Now, speaking of putting somebody else's life in danger, this dude. This guy's name is Bengaluru. No, that's where it happened. You'll see. I mean, he looks like a guy named Bengaluru, doesn't he? Dude is 24 years old, and they played a little game at the car wash. This comes to us from the Times of India, so take it with a grain of salt. But the this guy's buddy, and he decided to, I don't know if this game has a name or not, but you take the air compressor at the car wash or anywhere else there's an air compressor, and you insert it into, well, you don't put it in the car. If a friend is there, it's pick your orifice. That's what they say happened. Apparently his innards didn't like all the compressed air. Let's just put it that way. Let's see, what was the official cause of death? Was it rectal blowout? Oh, is that a cause of death? He was actually getting ready to be married. Huh, that's kind of sad, isn't it? Borrowed a bike from a friend, taking it to the car spa. I guess this happened in Tanasandra, which must be close to Bengaluru. So they were going to wash the car. His buddies and he were going to wash the car, get ready to go to the wedding, and they didn't make it. After they washed the car, they were drying it with the air compressor, and one of them decided it would be fun after one of them, hit the other guy in the face with compressed air, which, by the way, you should never do. You can actually cause damage to skin and things. But bad idea. Do subdermal things. And especially do not put the air compressor hose into any, rectal cavity. Rectum. Damn near killed him. His condition actually didn't die immediately. He was taken to a hospital. And he, I guess, was okay. At first, his condition got worse in the early hours of Tuesday. I think this was last week. And he was shifted to another private hospital where he assumed room temperature at 9:30 last Wednesday. So while we were here yucking it up, he was in the hospital succumbing to hot air. His sister told police that despite knowing the air compressor would take her brother's life, Murali, her brother, had pulled the prank, caused his death. Well, they're going to hit the dude who did it with some sort of charge. I don't know what they would charge him with. How do you blowing up your friend? Is that what? Insert your own joke. But don't insert the air compressor into any bodily orifice. That's good advice. I don't care who you are. That's good advice. This guy is, when it comes to bodily orifice, this guy right there, he apparently has something for orifice, or maybe he just collects such things, because this guy right there, his name is Christopher Michael Booth. He's 34 years old, so he should know better. He was named yesterday, last Thursday. He was named in a felony complaint charging him with stealing vibrators worth more than $1,500 from a Hustler Hollywood outlet in Berkeley, that is a St. Louis suburb. What else is there to do in St. Louis aside from... So he stole these toys, which retail for $200 a piece. Wow, these things better make biscuits. Right? They're manufactured by Lilo. Any of you just went, that's... A Swedish company that advertises itself as one of the world's leading designer brands for intimate lifestyle products. Again, as long as they're not connected to an air compressor, I think we're okay. Last month, Booth allegedly took said vibrators from said display in said Hollywood Hustler Hollywood store, placed them in a white trash bag, and ran out of the store. Why wouldn't you put them in a trash bag? You don't want people to see what you're carrying as you run out of the store, right? Employees told police they recognized the suspect because he'd been in the store a day earlier and had argued with them before being asked to leave, most likely over the price. The man, workers also recalled, had the number 314 prominently tattooed on his neck. You can see it right there. Right there on his neck. That's another pro-criminal tip that you really, if you are going to be doing any serious thieving, generally speaking, you don't want like solid identification marks. Apparently 314 is the main St. Louis area code, so is that like a hookup thing? Items consistent with those stolen from the store were later offered for sale on Facebook Marketplace under the defendant's Facebook profile. That's also a bad idea, by the way. If you're going to steal stuff, don't put it on Facebook Market, at least not under your name. Maybe put it under the other dude's name. Where'd the other dude go? Maybe no. You know what? Maybe put it under her name. And say it. I mean, whatever it takes. Tough times. I know we're all trying to get by, and you got to sell stuff, and it just probably not a good idea to do it the way he did it. Well, here's a goofy picture. See, the problem is it's a goofy picture, but the woman is not happy. Now, this woman is, she stands there. She looks happy because she's taking a selfie with her kid and Goofy in the background, but she's not happy. And she's saying that maybe Goofy caused some injuries. I know. Who could Goofy ever possibly hurt? This might be a good time to also tell you about GetWellMojo.com. That's the sponsor of Midweek Malarkey, and they have their medical emergency kits and their travel emergency kits. If she traveled to Disneyland, then it's possible she would have been able to use the travel emergency kit, when Goofy hurt them or something. If you go to GetWellMojo.com, you will find these kits and others, and they could possibly help you help yourself in an emergency. All right, so she's at Disneyland. Actually, she's at California Adventures. This happened a couple of years ago, but she is now suing Disney California Adventures, saying that she suffered from severe injuries after a cast member who dressed as Goofy fell on top of her. She was visiting California Adventures on April 3rd, it's almost 2 years to the day, with her daughter. The lawsuit claims that when Griffin was bending over to tie her daughter's shoes, a Disney cast member dressed as Goofy walked directly into her, and she fell onto the hard cement. Goofy kind of looks concerned. The cast member wearing the Goofy costume allegedly fell onto her with all of his body weight, which of course resulted in severe traumatic, debilitating, and permanent injuries that necessitated significant medical care as well as emotional pain and suffering. Why does that remind me of an attorney? The lawsuit was filed in Orange County Superior Court in late March. Just a couple of weeks ago. It didn't specifically describe her injuries, but they were apparently debilitating. And yeah. So in suing the resort, the person in the Goofy costume is also named in the lawsuit, and the cast member who worked as Goofy's handler, because Goofy's handler apparently wasn't handling Goofy the way they should have been. I mean, if they had been, Goofy wouldn't have fallen onto her. Although it's hard to see when you're wearing Goofy. So at Disney parks, these cast members have the full character costumes. They're also accompanied by somebody else, as you probably know, who makes sure that they aren't like walking into walls and stuff, which is no fun. For the characters who do not speak like Goofy here, during character interactions, the other cast members are responsible for speaking with the guests and acting as the character's translator, if you will. Disneyland did not have a comment. The lawsuit didn't name the two cast members and referred to them as John Doe 1 and John Doe 2. Griffin claims the handler failed to prevent the collision between her and Goofy. It's pretty goofy. He's also requesting a jury trial to pursue damages related to health care bills and loss of earnings. And that's no joke. Not even a little bit. Speaking of L.A., this is how bad times are getting. Times are getting so bad, thank you, that people are actually in Southern California now stealing the streetlights. I brought this up, touched on it barely last week with Jeffy during Saturday Morning Live, that this is happening in Pasadena, and they've taken more than a dozen of these. These are 1920s era bronze streetlight poles. The thefts occurred between March 29th and April 1st, around the hours 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. on South Orange Grove Boulevard between Green and State Streets. In the last 4 days alone, according to the story, they've had 11 of them stolen, according to Pasadena Public Information Officer Lisa Dedarian. The bronze streetlight poles are more than 100 years old. And authorities said that replica-style replacement costs upwards of $1,600. So if you'll note here, what they do is they take that chain and they wrap it around the poles, and then they pull it with a truck. And it, I guess, snaps it off at the base. They're ramming the streetlights before using the chain and the vehicle to forcibly pull the poles from their foundations. So wait, are they not even are they breaking them? That sucks. They're backing in vehicles, tying a chain around them, yanking them out of the ground. One guy watched recently as a man in a flatbed pickup truck pulled a trailer, attempted to steal one of the poles just after midnight. He gets out of the truck. He was casing the pole. I'm telling you, it's L.A. It's bad. He's casing the pole. He's walking up. He's checking it out. He's going back. He's getting stuff. And the witness said, from where I was across the street, it was dark, but he was getting something to wrap around it. He then reported what he saw to the police, but by the time the officers arrived, the man had already left to the area. And they're not even, it's not even that they're taking the poles themselves and using them. They are just salvaging the bronze that the poles are partially made from. They have no respect for history. None at all. They might get $400 to $500 for it, so that's, he says that's what we're trying to target, the middleman. How would that be the middleman? Asked what kind of charges a person could face for this type of nonviolent property. Nonviolent? And say you're running a vehicle into a light pole and yanking it out of the ground. That seems violent. Said it's likely vandalism and the thieves will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the laws that the city allows. And as an added bonus, of course, the streets are a whole lot darker at night. Sad. Sad when they start stealing the light posts. But that's L.A. for you. Speaking of Girl Scout cookies, it would be a crime if they threw them away, wouldn't it? Well, guess what? That seems to be an issue. Is it Girl Scout cookie season right now? I believe it might be. According to the Girl Scouts of the USA, 200 million boxes of Girl Scouts are sold in any given year. Gosh, I wonder what year that was that they got this picture from. They don't always sell out, which is kind of weird. You'd think the Girl Scout cookies would sell out, but they don't. Even the Thin Mints, which if you notice they're getting smaller. Shrinkflation. It sucks. So what happens to Girl Scout cookies that go unsold? Well, turns out if you do a little search, a whole bunch of them get thrown away. Like full boxes of cookies, they throw them away. 10, 11 years ago, the Girl Scouts came under fire after a video surfaced showing the cookies being trashed, with a worker joyfully saying, "Goodbye, Girl Scout cookies." That is not only a crime, it's a sin. You can't be throwing away the Girl Scout cookies. No. In the decade that has happened since, the program has been implemented with new systems to ensure that unsold cookies actually get eaten. Well, or at least used. The Girl Scout chapters said, well, we donate some to food pantries. But that still doesn't account for all of the Girl Scout cookies that don't get sold. And they still can't figure out exactly what's happening to those. The National Girl Scouts office told KTLA News that councils are encouraged to donate excess inventory to a charity of their choice with a signed agreement specifically stating that cookies cannot be resold. Can they be given away? The organization also admits it doesn't track the number of cookies donated, saying each council has the ability to select a charity or a donation center independently. Like, let's just say for grins, what about the Girl Scouts of Southeast Florida? Well, they tell us they sold 1.4 million boxes of cookies, but despite that, almost 10,000 cases remain unsold in a warehouse. This is a national tragedy. So your best bet is to find the charity that they're giving them to and be there on the right day and get yourself some free Girl Scout cookies. Oh, her. Would you believe this woman is 53? Man, you would talk about a rough life. She on April 1st was in a Jeep in Tulsa. This is I guess it's her mugshot from the Tulsa Police Department, because it was on that day, April Fool's Day, the Tulsa Police Department responded to a call of a possible stolen white Jeep Liberty. And the police tracked the Jeep before they eventually pulled it over, and she's in it. The driver of the Jeep, Angela Harrison, again, 53. Well, that's what she says she is. She told police, allegedly, that she was at a gas station about an hour before getting pulled over. She told police that she ran into a former customer from her Waffle House days, and the customer gave her $10 in cash and the Jeep Liberty because her 53rd birthday was coming up. Tulsa PD said the story didn't really add up. The Jeep was reported stolen before Christmas of 2023. So she's been driving it around for some time. In addition, the Tulsa PD has a surveillance photo possibly resembling Harrison in the same Jeep from 2024. Now, I questioned this one. Let's see. Because if we look a little more closely, they said they have this surveillance photo here. Does that look like the same woman? Nah. Tulsa PD said Harrison confirmed she was, in fact, in that photo. And she looked like she's aged 100 years. But the suspect could not explain how she got in the car when she initially claimed she got it as a gift in just this month of this year. Seriously, what has she been doing? What is her skincare regimen for the past month? Because whatever it is, it ain't working. She was arrested for possession of a stolen vehicle. Tulsa PD said that the owner of the car died last year, and the Jeep has since been returned to the owner's family. So a happy ending was had by all. And this poor man. I mean, when you look at him, you do kind of feel bad for him. But he just should not resort to a life of crime. Up in Bangor, police say they arrested a man up in Bangor, that's in Maine, for the 12th time. This is, I guess, at the end of last year, so 4 months ago? They arrested him for the 12th time after he allegedly told a ride service driver, that would be an Uber driver, that he had warrants out for his arrest and he intended to steal from a store and that he had drugs on him. You know when you get into an Uber and sometimes you just feel like you want to be chatty? Sometimes you should just fight that urge, as in the case of this man. Kevin Gray is his name. Police say that they were called to the TJ Maxx on Broadway in Bangor by a ride service driver who told the officers, the rider had told the driver that he had warrants out for his arrest, that he intended to steal from the store, that he had drugs on him, and he even showed the drugs to the driver. Again, you may feel chatty, you may feel like you want to be personable with your Uber driver. In the case of Kevin Gray, it's just not a good idea. Kevin Gray went into TJ Maxx. He came out of TJ Maxx, and that's when he ran into the police officers who say that they were able to catch him and that he was, in fact, arrested. He did, in fact, have, go figure, illegal drugs. He was charged with theft, refusal to submit to arrest, drug possession, and violation of conditions of release. He had problems. So did this poor couple right here. I know this is going to shock you. If you're driving, you may want to pull over. If you are standing, you may want to sit. Up in Westbrook. I believe that's also in Maine. Doesn't really matter. It's in Westbrook. Man and a woman have been arrested for drug trafficking and stealing the identities of more than 30 people after officers found them passed out in their vehicle in Westbrook. I just even want to just, poor things. Police say the officers responded to a parking lot off of Main Street about 9:20 on Saturday this past for a report of a man and woman passed out in their vehicle with a black cat on the dash of the vehicle. Just to be clear, it was not this cat. First of all, this cat is not black. And secondly, he has not moved from that chair. Lord Doc Kitty has been there the entire time. However, this couple, they were in the car. They were passed out. Officers found the vehicle. They were able to wake the pair, identified as 40-year-old Michael Hill and 33-year-old Danielle Fitzgerald, of Massachusetts. So, indeed, it was Massachusetts. That's what I said the first time, right? No one said Maine. Following an investigation, police said they found multiple illegal drugs and suspected stolen identity information for more than 30 people. Why wouldn't they want to be them? They got charged with unlawful trafficking in scheduled drugs, unlawful possession of scheduled drugs, misuse of identification, and forgery. They, of course, are now guests of the county. And finally, this man. That's not funny. I shouldn't laugh at him. But finally, this man. The Gator, as the caption says, the Gator gave this guy way too many chances. Way too many chances until the Gator finally latched onto his leg and wouldn't stop. I mean, at some point, I'm not going to say that the dude had, like, drugs, but there's the moment right there where, you know, the Gator is saying, basically, leave me the hell alone, get away from me, stop messing with me, or I'll bite your leg. Which is what he did. I don't know if the guy lost his leg, lost his knee, lost his foot, but whatever he did, it's his own damn fault is really what it is. If you were listening to the Daily Mojo this morning, you know that there is a fabulous website out there that allows you to create songs. And all you have to do is feed it just a little information, just a little bit. And so we did that. And in fact, the AI created a song for us that's called Midweek Malarkey. And here it is.
Midweek,
That may be all the lyrics. But isn't that enough lyrics?
Turn on the dial, tune in. It's time for a wild ride. Comedy show on the airwaves.
Right?
Every Wednesday.
It is so worth the $10 a month. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, anybody can be a songwriter now. I think we're going to get a Grammy with that one. And there you have it. Another bunch of minutes you spent looking busy while sitting at your desk. Look, Habib might, but I won't tell if you smash that like button or subscribe or tell a friend or pay my mortgage. Just go ahead and hit like. It's easier. Another super episode of the Daily Mojo tomorrow morning. It's 7 o'clock Central with my trained Chihuahua, producer Ron, and maybe even Jeffy. If he doesn't show up, we'll ask him why on Saturday morning live with Jeff Fisher and moi right here at 9 a.m. Central. Until then, remember, keep those humps between the lines.